Hey guys, how y'all doing? We're out here going ahead and take a little nature walk and see, have some fun with the kids and see what we can find out there. I'm gonna go ahead and scavenge. Yeah, and scavenge around for some moss, guys, because there's a couple of, what are they, bulbs, Christmas bulbs and things like that I have going on in the house that need a little dress up. So let's get going.
So what do you have?
Oh, I brought my dirty bucket and my dirty tools. So I brought two of my favorite things. My Corona tools, guys. A little dirty because we've been working out there. But I seem to always use these two tools all the time, pruners and what is this again?
The transplanter.
The transplanter. Just in case.
So we are out here scavenging for moss. Everybody is having a great time. Angie is back there looking for more stuff, and the kids are right over there having a blast, just climbing all kinds of stuff, looking for different things that they can find out here. Great day. It's about 40 degrees right now. It doesn't feel like it though. The sun's starting to come down in a few minutes, but it's pretty good out here. It looks pretty great. What are you doing back there?
I am going to post on Instagram.
What'd you find there?
A gorgeous piece of moss, ready to go for a pot. Look at that.
Awesome.
Elsa was there. Who was there?
Elsa was here. Elsa.
Why was Elsa there?
Do you not see the patterns are geometrically shaped?
That's why Elsa was there.
Over there.
No. You want to carry the moss now?
No, I'm good.
It can get heavy.
I'm good.
Look at this one right here, guys. It's so perfect for a bowl already. Full of moss. When I show them this, it's like moss balls already. That is beautiful. I think this is it, guys. This is gonna be the last moss of the moss I'm gonna grab. And then we'll be heading back home. Sundown's on its way. See if Ambrose can switch the camera a little bit over there. Y'all can start seeing. It's about golden hour. Favorite time of the day, guys. And the birds start singing. You can start hearing them. They're like looking at us, wondering what are we doing out here right now. Had a lot of fun. I got to hug me a tree or two and had a good time over here with the kids out in nature. So let's get going and enjoy the golden hour.
So this is how much Angie loves her tools. We had to walk back. We were already almost at the truck. And this is what she forgot. Good job.
Look at this. Can we just take that big trunk? It's gorgeous. It's set to be at the house.
No, we can't take that big trunk.
Oh, that is gorgeous. Beautiful. Inspiration out in nature.
Alright, so we've come about halfway through our journey here in the woods, and it's getting it's about 3:30 right now. It took us about 20-30 minutes to get out here. We didn't really go too far, you know, just slowing down with the kids and stuff, but we're out there exploring something like blue. I'm assuming it's probably blue jays that are flying around because there's a bunch of birds. I don't know if you can hear them in the background, but they're pretty loud this far in the woods here. But it's been fun. They're actually enjoying it, being out here walking around through nature and looking at all kinds of different stuff. But there everybody is having a blast.
There was no blue animal.
No what?
No blue animal.
No blue animal. Alright guys, so we are done with our little walk. We're getting ready to head back to the vehicle and head home so Angie can do her projects with all her moss that she has in there.
A couple of amaryllis that have been like just sitting there for a while. They need to be brought out and planted. And what else did I have there? Paper whites.
Yep, paper whites.
That their poor roots are just like showing, so I need to cover them. I think we have enough in here.
And the kids are pretty much done. They're way ahead of us, trying to beat us to the vehicle because we promised them some burgers on the way home.
Yeah, and it's starting to get a little chilly, but it's not that cold though, guys. It's like what, 40?
That's about 40 something right now.
Maybe it dropped to 30, high 30s.
Yeah, with sundown, you can see it back there with the sundown. Starting to get a little bit chillier. So I think they're pretty much done for the day, but we're gonna head home and Angie can do her projects and we'll see you when we get there.
Yeah, we'll see y'all there at the house. And we are back. It's been a couple of days. Monday and Tuesday has happened, so the week starts and you know how that goes, guys, with kids and everything in the home going crazy. But I got home and I went ahead and left the bucket of moss out in the patio where it's just full shade. I didn't have to do anything to it. I didn't have to keep it moist, water or anything, because it's been raining a lot around here. So I already started. I started bringing out the moss, and what I'm doing right now is I'm going to wash the moss. I'm going to clean it first. Now, why do we want to do that? Why do we want to clean it, and why do we want to wash moss? You know, we're bringing it out from the woods, from the outdoors, and the biggest thing for me is cleaning it out from all types of insects. I don't want to bring them in, especially having indoor plants. That just causes a big problem. And then also all the debris that it has on there. Like I said, I already started. I have a plate right here where I'm laying it flat and I'm just pushing down on it just in case there's any little critters. And I did this and I already found some ants. And then, you know, you can take a little bit of the soil from the bottom so you can expose the roots. And another reason why you want to wash it, give it a good wash, is so you can wake it up again. But, you know, like I said, it's raining around here a lot. Let me see. So it has a lot of debris, and that's why, you know, right now that's what I'm doing. I have a trash can on the side of me, so there's where I'm throwing all the debris. If I was putting it in a terrarium, I would probably leave it like this, guys. It just looks so pretty with all the things that grow on it from out there in nature. Okay, so like I said, I'm just removing any of the debris, shaking it in there. I am not seeing anything else other than the little ants that I did get to find as I was pressing it down on the plate. Shaking it a little bit, removing more of it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep finished and doing this because I didn't think, I didn't think there was enough, a lot of moss in here, but there is. So I will be back in a little bit. So finished taking off all the debris from the moss, and now I got myself an old little plastic bowl here with a lid because we are going to go ahead and wash it now in water. We're gonna put, with water in it. I'm gonna add a little bit of soap, not that much. I just don't want any, you know, it also can grow fungus if I decide to put it, you know, in something that's closed in like a terrarium or something later on. And how about we just stare at this right now? Can you get a good one right there? Look at that, guys. Isn't that so pretty? I love it. Okay, so I hate to be cutting it in pieces, but it is big. I squeeze it a little bit, like very, very gently. So, you know, as I'm doing this, I'm washing it out. The water is, you know, is going to start getting dark because of all the soil. Whenever you feel like it is too dirty, you can go ahead and change the water, put soap again. I just put like 1 or 2 drops in there. And I'm going to continue, and then we'll be back so you can see what else I do with it. So I'm all done already soaking it with water and soap. And right now what I'm doing is just with a paper towel, drying it from the top. One thing I did do, I didn't show it because it was gonna take too long. I do rinse, I did give it a rinse in water, and just water on its own to get all the soap out. And that's just what I'm doing right now, just trying to just like, sponge out all the water I can. I think that's it. Maybe one more time. Another thing I wanted to tell you is whatever you threw out, like from parts of it, the little pieces, make sure you throw out that trash, the trash, because if it does have little bugs, insects living there, you know, that's the whole point of bringing those little critters inside the house. If the temperature is perfect indoors, they'll start to, the little eggs, everything will start to wake up and forget it. I hate having to deal with that in the house with house plants. So after I dry it with the paper towels, I'm going to go ahead and let it sit here, dry for about 30 minutes. I'm going to give it. But before I do that, I am going to spray it with an insect control spray. I like to use this one from Espoma. It's organic. And I use this inside the house, outside in the garden, just in case there's anything living in there. And I'll turn it around and do the same thing. And I'll just leave it there for 30 minutes, let it dry a little bit, and then I'm going to put it inside a little bowl, something, a container like this, and just keep it enclosed in there for maybe about 4 days or longer, however much time you want to give it. You know, just until I don't see anything coming out of it. I really don't see anything anymore on there, but there could be little eggs in there. So that's just my only thing that I worry about. And the kids were actually right here, and they were noticing that there was like little fern looking plants in there. And that's what is so great to do this around this time of year, because the kids start to notice all these little things that we usually don't notice. And I think this is called, I'm not familiar with all types of moss names, but I think this one is called fern moss or delicate moss. And it's pretty cool. They were learning how they started to Google that up, and they started to learn how the birds love to use this for nesting, to build their nest. So that is pretty cool and amazing for them to also learn something out of this. And for us during this time of year to somehow get our hands in soil too. So I'm going to let it dry for 30 minutes and then the word that I don't even want to say, quarantine it. Quarantine this moss in here, and then we will come back and hopefully in 4 days it's ready to go to be put in the pots. So it's been about 4 days since I washed the moss. And I already started to dress up some of the pots, and I'm going to go ahead and continue dressing the top of this one right here, which are paper whites. It came out really pretty too. I'll have Ambrose right now take photos of that. So I potted these up in soil, in potting soil. Sometimes I don't do that. I have them in just little pebbles or rocks, stones, just in water, in their like the proper vases that they come in, that one can buy for them. But this time around I wanted to put them in soil. So here we go. I'm just dressing this one up, and it looks so pretty already. And there was just so much moss that I was able to gather up that I thought that I didn't bring enough, but I did. And if I have some left, I think I'm going to go ahead and save some, use some for another little container I have. I do like to use this just alone, just in a regular pot alone too. It's really pretty. But yeah, I have, I actually got inspired by, if in the beginning of the video you got to see how there was a big trunk. I'll pop up that photo. There was that big trunk full of just beautiful moss and ferns living in there with just sticks, and just look gorgeous. And I just got so inspired by looking at that. And one can get so inspired by all the things that one sees out in nature, and bring them into your home. Around this time, you know, of year, it's so cold outside, and sometimes there's not a lot to see. And these are just little things that one can bring into the home. A way to bring the indoors into your home. Now I want to make sure to have the bulbs peeking out just a little bit. I don't want them to end up getting too moist and soggy. One of the amaryllis right here, I feel like I planted too deep. I'm not sure. I think it's okay. Ambrose told me it was fine, but I'll just make sure when I water it for it not to get soggy. Okay, so there it is for this one. And like these little pieces, I don't throw them away. I use every little thing. Like right here, there's a little bit of moss that was more on the not so green side. So I am just retouching it with all those little pieces. And that's it. How pretty is that? Oh, I love this, guys. This is so, so beautiful. So these two right here up front are some of the amaryllis that I just recently bought this for this time around. Around this time, I already have so many blooming inside the home, and I have them going around November. I start to put them in the garage so they can, I can force them till they can start blooming, and they stay in there 6 to 8 weeks. You can leave them a little longer if you want to, but there's just been so much going on that I forgot to do that. And I did put some, which let me show you. I also grow them like this. This is from last year. I have maybe 4 of these that I have. They're red and white. And these are just in pebbles. And how cool is that, that you can see the roots in there? And that's why I love having these around, because kids are home. They get to see how something like this is growing, the bulb of it. And these are bigger too. A lot of these bloomed for me in summertime. It's starting to, if Amber's can see, there's some green in there already. And the good thing about these, having them like this in the water, I only put a little bit of water up to here. And the roots just, you know, the roots are just coming down and taking it in. But the good thing about this is that I literally water it probably like 2 times in winter. And that's it. It stays, the water stays there. So I'm hoping that I do get some blooms. I know I will, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get them going for, if I'm going to get anything for this winter. I do see some green already starting on all of them. So I'll go ahead and show you guys later. And this one right here, like I said, we bought everything a little late this time. Started to bloom inside the box, but I hate when this happens. So try to stake it up or do something if that even happens. But as you can see too, they need more sun because they were in the box and they're a little pale. They're starting to green up already. And they're both in red. Paper whites is something that I just love having. And if they start, you know, I love to have them in vases that look like this too. And the reason being is because I want them to hold themselves up and not start flopping. If that starts happening, because we don't have that much light around this area, I have it and I want to keep them here. But if that starts happening, I'm just going to go ahead and get some branches, whatever I can find just to stake up and just play with it and make it look really pretty. So real quick, there's these other 2 containers that I'm going to go ahead and put together. I did this one right here. I thought I'd share with you before I go. And another tip that I needed to go ahead and tell you is please make sure to mist your moss once in a while. Don't let it dry out. And this right here, just, my goodness, guys. The inspiration that I got from nature that day was just amazing. And you can just do things like this and add little pine cones, add, I don't know, anything you can find out there, sticks and things like that. And right now it's late out, you know, it's late for me right now, so I can't go outside. It's raining, pouring. But I went ahead and left, I don't know if you can catch that. I went ahead and left little things. I didn't clean this one right here a lot. The moss, this one has more of it's the fern leaf moss. So I went ahead and left it with some of this little leaves and things on there still. I just wanted it to look like out in nature. And that's all I'm doing, just filling it in. And maybe later I'll put something else in there, like little sticks or whatever else we find on our nature walks. One thing I forgot to mention is don't forget to mist the moss. Don't let it get dry. So I hope you enjoyed and liked this. I like a couple of things that you can do indoors still and, you know, in winter days. Goodbye and thank you so much.